There, was a lot of times earlier that the parkour scene still had a lot of anger and a lot of youth to it.
I used to get in a fair bit of trouble when I was younger, and now that I've been doing parkour, I sort of realised that's because I wasn't really interested in anything. I didn't have anything to do.
That first step, realising that you can give it that 110%, you can commit with your body and sprint into that jump and realise that, oh, even if I land and jump off the other side, it's still okay. I'm not going to crash and burn. I believe it does change the way you look at the world.
The art of moving efficiently through urban environments, known as parkour, is both a sport and a discipline. More than 20 years after its birth in France in the late 80s, parkour is thriving in Australian cities.
I'm Dominic Di Tommaso, 24 years old. I am part of Crew 42.
My name's Marks Masters. I'm 25 years old and I've been doing parkour for almost 9 years.
Marks and Dom are two of the founding members of Crew 42, one of the top parkour groups in Australia.
It is a business, but it originally started out as a group of mates just having fun and trying to capture that.
We have a strong team of 6 and we do professional work quite often, probably once a month at this stage, and we're training together twice a week. We've done a few different things like a car show performance in China, to work with a lot of different companies like Panasonic.
Well, I get to be part of like an exclusive group of parkour, which actually happens to represent Sydney as a whole. So I can say that I am Sydney Parkour.
Both Marks and Dom started training around the same time, but they came from very different backgrounds.
I identify as Islander Australian. My mother is from Papua New Guinea and my father is from the Cook Islands. My father left us when I was quite young. My mother suffers from a mental condition, paranoid schizophrenia. From the age of 6 until about 13, me and my siblings were in foster care. There was one time for like maybe half a year where I actually didn't have a place to stay. As a kid growing up and going to high school, I found it really hard to focus on things, especially like studying, reading books and getting ready for tests. I wasn't focused enough from all the unstable trauma that was sort of happening in my life at the time to really finish high school. I used to hang around with a group of guys who were really quite aggressive and violent. I was charged with assault occasioning an actual bodily harm. I thought I was going to end up just like everybody else in my neighbourhood. Wasn't much hope back then. I used to have a youth mentor who would take me around to different places, and one day he showed me parkour on YouTube and I couldn't believe it. It was like a huge green light, like saying yes.
I had a full-time background in figure skating. I also did ballet and dance full-time. I've won the Australian Championships for ice skating 4 times. Something like falling on the ice 100 times per session when I was younger to now falling on concrete once. It's a little bit easier to deal with. I was always doing sports and channeling my energy into, sports with all these guidelines and restrictions. And then one day on the internet, I saw a parkour video and I was like, people can do this legitimately? Like they just run and jump, they don't need guidelines or rules?
Dom is a sponsored athlete. He's also part of another crew, Team Farang, a collection of elite parkour athletes from around the world.
Parkour has taken me to Thailand. It's also taken me to China multiple times. I've been to Holland, I've been to Spain, I've been to France, I've been to Italy. I think the biggest feeling of elation I've had was a jump called the Manpower Gap. 5 stories high onto a 4-story roof, death drop in between. Currently in Australia, as a professional parkour and pyramiding athlete, I believe I'm the only one that's making enough to kind of get by and travel. There is no strict guideline. It's not like you can start in the mailroom with parkour and work your way up to CEO. Ooh. So when you do your slide over the box, you want to think about where you're going to land.
Both Marks and Dom are giving back to the sport that changed their lives and training the next generation.
Not everybody that does parkour and freerunning is jumping from 40-story rooftop to 40-story rooftop. That's just what you see on the internet. There's a lot deeper side and a lot more repetition that's come in at ground level. It's something that can really teach people to overcome obstacles mentally and physically and to be more confident in themselves. To start class today, what we're going to be doing is we want to practice landing our Webster.
I'm 14 and I've been doing parkour for just over a year. Even if it seems like they're really good and like they're not going to bother with someone who's new, you'd be surprised by just how friendly everyone is and how much they love to help out.
How do you find it here?
Good, really good. The guys here are like family, so.
So when you roll, you come down to your shoulder, but you go over it, looking up the whole time. The general atmosphere within the parkour community is just positive. Everybody's just accepting of one another, age, race, gender, it doesn't matter.
I believe that Marks is easily on the same level, if not better than myself. He's naturally very, very gifted for the sport. He's tried to reinvent himself and reinvent what he's doing so that he can make a career in this sport, so that it is possible for someone from his background to do what they love and actually achieve a fully fledged life dream.
Everybody's dealt cards. It's just like whether you just get on with it or not. Parkour is my life. I can't see my life without it at all.